Hi there. I am Reverend Lynn Chaplin-Noe, and you are watching your midweek uplift from the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. And so let's get this party started, shall we? Dance and life. Life is a dance. We co create our experience with our Creator, with our friends, with our families, with our loved ones. We dance the life of God, literally. But what are we dancing with, if not our bodies and our souls? So today I want to talk about the mind body connection. And let's face it, the body is the one thing in this world which is completely and intimately our own. And rather than engaging in a spirituality that denies the body, we can move closer to an experience of God here and now as we fully engage with the body. And all bodies, well, yeah, all bodies are good bodies. The dance of life accepts every body. And the body offers a direct and clear path to the divine experience if we will allow it. By loving the body and using it to connect to our minds and our hearts and listening to its wisdom, we celebrate its magnificence and awaken to the everyday dance of life. I dance the life of God. So the body holds a lot of stuff in. It holds emotions and beliefs and circumstances and experiences. And without processing these things, by holding them in, we can experience and we can definitely anticipate experiencing dis-ease and illness and body ailments, anxiety, depression, cancer, even. Unprocessed, unhealed emotions can hide in our bodies, in every cell of our bodies. And by engaging with our bodies in a richer and more meaningful way, that opens the door to resolving what is unhealed. So, do you know of anything in your life right now that is unhealed, that you're holding in, that's causing discomfort in body, that's causing you to have headaches or headaches, body aches, sore muscles, irritability, anxiety, depression? Our minds are creative and our bodies are responsive. What a wonderful dance that creates. That's the dance. Our mind and our bodies are communicating, always communicating. The body not only responds to our thoughts, but everything that we think, say, and do. And physical experiences in the body can create unhealthy and undesired effects in the mind. So I have some questions for you. Are you ready? Have you ever noticed an emotion that occurred along with a seemingly unrelated physical sensation? You might want to write these down if you've got a pencil. You've got a pencil, right? Okay. Have you ever noticed an emotion that occurred along with a seemingly unrelated physical sensation? Perhaps sadness that you felt after doing something like scratching your shoulder or rubbing your nose like this, or something that all of a sudden brought in uh, uh, an emotion, sadness or something, or relief of some anxiety when you get rid of your back pain all of a sudden. Has that ever happened to you? Jot these down. Okay. What is your body carrying that your mind is unwilling to address, consider, or otherwise acknowledge? What is your body carrying that your mind is unwilling to address, consider, or otherwise acknowledge? You might be surprised at what stories your body is trying to tell you. You might be very surprised. And number 3, what connection do you see between that way your body feels in this moment and that way your mind feels in this moment? Which has the bigger influence? Okay, that's interesting. That, that's a really interesting question. So, does your mind affect your body more, or does your body affect your mind more? That is a good question. So, I want to talk about dance as a metaphor, of course, for life. But I want to talk about dance, which quite literally healed my body when I was 4 years old. I've told this story many, many times. I mentioned it last Sunday at church, but I didn't tell the whole story. The whole story is this. When I was 4 years old, I was very, very sick, um, anemic and sick and weak and sad and depressed, very, very unhealthy little girl. And my mother was so upset about this obvious condition that I had. So she did two very brilliant things. Number one, she began to take me to church. And number two, she began to take me to ballet class. Mind you, I was 4 years old. So in Sunday school is wonderful. It was a Christian Science Sunday school. And the Sunday school rooms were huge. There were a lot of children in this church. So I was in the baby section, 1 to 5. And there was a mantra that the Sunday school teacher taught all of the kids. And the mantra was, there's not a spot where God is not. There's not a spot where God is not. Talking about the omnipresence of God. And so I loved that. It was easy to say. And because it was easy to say, I never stopped saying it. And I went to ballet class. And in ballet class, of course, I discovered all of the beginning things, all the rudiments, and I took to it right away. I loved it. I just loved dance class. And so I went home from dance class and I would dance that mantra. So I would dance, there's not a spot where God is not. And I would dance all over the house. There's not a spot where God is not. 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 And so very shortly after beginning Sunday school and ballet class, I began to perk up. I began to get healthy. My hemoglobin became normal. I became a very normal little 4-year-old. In fact, I became healthy. And that was the end of that. So I thought. When I was 13 years old, I was trying on clothes in a dressing room, and my mother was very alarmed. She looked at my spine, and my spine went like that. I had very bad scoliosis, double C curve at a 38-degree angle with a hip rotation. So it was very serious, serious for a 13-year-old ballet dancer, which I had become. Dance was my life. All I could do was dance. And so I went to 4 different doctors. My mother took me to 4 different doctors to try to find out what had caused this really bad case of scoliosis. And it turned out that 4 doctors concurred that when I was about 4 years old, I had polio. I had polio. And so either my mind healed my body or my body and the dancing healed it. But saying that mantra with the fullness, the full belief of a beginner's mind, of a baby Buddha, I could not imagine there was anything as wonderful as there's not a spot where God is not. And I couldn't imagine there was anything as wonderful as ballet class. And that belief and that happiness, mind and body working together, created a very stunning healing. So even though I had a bad case of scoliosis at the age of 13, which I haven't I haven't overcome that. I mean, I still have that you'd have. But imagine the healing. I was healed of polio. So you've got those questions, those three questions. Have you ever noticed an emotion that occurred along with a seemingly unrelated physical sensation? What is your body carrying that your mind is unwilling to address, consider, or otherwise acknowledge? And what connection do you see between the way your body feels in this moment and the way your mind feels? I like that question. So when you add self care to your spiritual practice, consider adding a body scan. I want you to see something here. I don't know if you can see it. There's my boy. That's my boy. Are you my big boy? That's my big boy, Sherlock the cat. So, when you add self care to your spiritual practice, consider adding a body scan meditation every day, just 10 minutes, and just check in with your magnificent dance machine and see, there he goes, see if your dance machine and your mind are working together. See if body and mind are working together. Or do a full body mirror exercise to remind your body and your mind of your inexorable connection. And, dance a little every day. And I mean that. I want to talk to you about that. Dance a little bit every day. When you're dancing a little bit every day, what are you doing? Now, I don't mean ballet dancing. I don't mean you have to go to class. I don't mean you have to go to the disco, because I know you love going to the disco. Okay, you don't have to go to the disco. You don't have to be a professional dancer. You need to get in touch with your mind and your feelings. And when you do that, get in touch with your mind and your heart with your feelings. And the feelings that come up, hold your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and you have some music playing. Begin to just move to the music and see what emotions come up. There will be emotions that will come up for you. And those emotions are emotions that are held in your body somewhere. You've been holding them in your mind or your body somewhere. Every cell in your body is holding that in. And so when you put your hand on your heart and you move to the music and that emotion comes up, dance to that emotion, dance with that emotion. That is dancing the life of God. That is dancing your best life right there. Dancing your best life. So hold your hand on your heart, sway to the music, and identify the feelings that come up. And they will come up. And enjoy that. 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. Or do a meditation body scan, which is very simple. You take cleansing breaths, nice, deep, but natural cleansing breaths with your back against the wall, sitting up in a chair, lying down, whatever you want to do, and you can have music going on, or you can play a taped meditation. And I'll give you an email address for that, or not an email address, I'll give you a link for that. So you'll lie down And you'll get in touch with those breaths. And then you start at the top of your head. And with how your head is feeling, if you have a ring around the top of your head, your halo, get in touch with that halo and then allow that halo to move down your body, down your spine, checking in with your shoulders. And that halo moves down and you check in with your heart space, with your abdomen, and with your belly, with your hips. And remember to pay attention to your emotions. Move into the root chakra and either thigh. See how your thighs are feeling, your knees, your calf muscles, your ankles, your feet, the bottoms of your feet, and let that halo move through and love every inch of your body. Just a body scan to see how everything is feeling. If you feel tenseness in your thighs or in your lower back or in your tummy or in your abdomen, make a note of that. Make a note that there's tension there and that's there and let it go. Tension in the thighs, okay, that's there, let it go. Admire every inch of your body. Scan every inch of your body. Love every inch of your body. And if there's tension or there's pain or there's something wrong there, that's there and let it go. You take care of it later. How did that feel? The idea of doing that once a day, just a body scan. Okay? And dance a little bit every day. And dance the life of God. And I love you each and every one. And so begins the lesson. So let's talk about what's going on this Sunday at the center at 10:30 a.m. at the center, 220 East Daily Drive in Camarillo. We have a wonderful service with Lisa Coffey and Reverend Pamela Gagan will be talking together about a similar subject about body and mind and the connection. I do believe there's going to be wonderful music with Bill Rotella, and we'll have a practitioner of the day, and all the practitioners will be there for you to give you prayer if you want it, or just to acknowledge how wonderful your life is going on. And so here it is. I have an address for you. This is the link you want to go to for your body scan. And this is a 10-minute taped body scan. And you can go on every day and do your 10-minute body scan, zip, zap, zow, just like that. So go to soundcloud.com. And that's lowercase soundcloud.com for your 10-minute taped, and it's 10-minute body scan by Christy Casisa. Write all that down if you can with that pencil I told you to get. 10-minute body scan by Chrissy Casisa. Okay, so you want to do that, and I'll see you this Sunday at the center for a wonderful service at 10:30 a.m. in Camarillo. And I'll see you on Facebook Live. If you're not going to be there live in person in the sanctuary, if you're across the country or across the ocean, across the pond, as it were, if you're wherever you are, you can watch us Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Live. And if you got onto this and watched this tonight, you're in. You're in. So I'll see you Sunday. I love you very much. And so begins the lesson. See you later.